Team's on a roll, and another big game against a top 25 opponent. Just your thoughts going into Wednesday night.
We're just going to go in there, try to play the same energy we've been playing with these past 3 games. We're on a winning streak right now, so we're going to just try to keep it going, keep playing with the same energy and the same intensity we have been playing with.
You guys have had some big home crowds this season. How beneficial would another one be for this game?
Super beneficial. Our fans, they're a really big part of our program. They're a really big part of a lot of the wins we've gotten this season as well, especially in the conference. They played a big part in the UCF game, helping us get that rivalry win. And I feel like they could also be another big part of the game tomorrow, or not tomorrow, later on this week.
Justin, not every game you've won, but most games you've won, there seems to be a direct correlation between y'all winning and you having a good game. When y'all win, you play well. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I just feel like maybe when I need to play with more relentlessness, more energy all the time, 100% of the game. I feel like when I'm playing and I'm playing as confident as I can, when I'm playing with the flow of the game and everything, I feel like it makes me more versatile on the court, and I guess it gives us a better chance of winning as well.
How did you deal with that recent shooting funk you were in? How did you deal with it?
Really nothing but just keep shooting. I got a lot of great teammates that they tell me to keep shooting all the time, and coaches. I mean, they're really confident in me, and I'm always in the gym trying to get up extra shots, just fine-tune my shot, try to figure out what I'm doing wrong in the game and stuff like that. So I'm really just keep shooting. That's all I do. Yeah.
Throughout all the adversity that you all have faced this season, can you talk about how you've seen the team grow from the beginning of the season to now?
Yeah, I think our team's grown a lot this year. We got a lot closer through a lot of the adversity in the start of conference play. Really was when we really had to lock in as a team and figure out where we had a lot of these mistakes that we were making and stuff. So I feel like after that kind of slump we were in on a little losing streak, I feel like we came together and really became more of a family, a tight-knit squad. So I really think that played a big part in it.
During that streak where you were losing all those games, who were the voices in the locker room that was keeping everybody focused and together?
Of course, some of upperclassmen Q. He was in there keeping us focused. He's trying to keep everyone playing hard and playing to the best of their ability and just not getting too pessimistic on the court. I try to keep everybody positive as well. Just try to play hard at all times. Lex isn't even playing this year. He's still trying to keep everybody uplifted and everything. I mean, everybody's really just in there, just doing the thing still. Like no one's wavering, getting in extra shots, extra work in or anything. We're all really just trying to get to our goals still. So
those last couple of minutes against Memphis, I mean, very similar to the last when they were in Tampa. The last couple of minutes when they were in Tampa. I mean, but you guys finished. What was different in your guys' finishing approach to playing a full 40 minutes of basketball?
Coach Gregory, he really emphasizes that. Coming out of halftime, things like that, especially all throughout the game, was just like keep going, keep playing hard, regardless of the mistakes that were made in that second half too. There were a lot of mistakes throughout that game that could have cost us the game, but we always have that mindset that we're going to get every loose ball, we're going to fight on the floor to the end. So when we do that, I think it gives us a good shot of winning every game we play.
Another thing you emphasized was the needing to be more physical against them, and you could tell that especially with you. 16 rebounds, though. You're probably not going into a game thinking that. Did you have any idea about that?
Of course not. I mean, I was just hoping to go in there and just make an impact the best way that I could for my team, and that's just shooting the ball and bringing energy and crashing the glass too. As a bigger guard, more physical kind of guard, especially when it comes to rebounding, I kind of take pride in that. I want to try to get extra possessions from my team on the offensive end and just really emphasize, our coaches have emphasized us boxing out on the defensive end, especially like a team like Memphis with so many athletes. So, yeah.
Well, that's going to be important against Houston. I mean, really, they win so many games on defense. What makes them so good, and what do you have to try and do offensively?
I think we're going to have to play smart, not turn the ball over, take good shots. We're going to really have to limit transition defense. And we're also going to have to play well in our transition offense, moving the ball around on the offensive end as well.
You've answered this before. Forgive me for forgetting. How many legitimate offers did you have before you signed with USF?
I had about like 12 or 13 offers.
Okay. Like that you would say like were legitimate bona fide offers?
Yes, sir.
Like from who, for example?
Mostly mid-major schools, so Buffalo. I was considering going to Toledo at a time. FIU, Auburn, Alabama schools that were back from my hometown high school, stuff like that. So schools like that, those schools in the SEC, and then a much mid-major conference.
Coaches said often, you know, guys like you and David came here when you had no reason to. So what was your reason to?
I just really believed in Coach BG. I really liked his vibe when I came down to Tampa and everything. It was almost like when I got here, I just felt like it was really home. I don't know, I wanted to make a difference in the program. USF not having so much tradition in the basketball area before, I wanted to come in, kind of try plant that and start that and be kind of the one that built this program, helped build it.
Justin, Coach always talks about checking off these program building benchmarks. You guys did 2 in the past 2 games, beating UCF and then getting a quad 1 win against Memphis. You guys have a chance to win against a top 25 team for the first time in 7-8 years. What would that mean to this program?
I think it would mean a lot to the program. We're going to go into it like it's just another game. We're not going to treat it like it's more important than any game in the past or more important than any more game in the future, you know. But it really is our most important game because it's the next game we play. So we're just going to go into it and just go into the game plan that the coaches have for us and just try to get a win.
He's on a roll heading into another top 25 matchup. Just your thoughts heading into Wednesday night.
Well, hopefully, you know, continue to build on the momentum. We're playing pretty good basketball right now. Our defense has kind of picked it up a notch, done a great job on the glass over the last couple weeks. And our offense at times is much improved. You know, we're moving the ball better, making better decisions with the ball, getting a lot of good basketball from a lot of different guys. And you know, you have a big road win like we had on Saturday afternoon, and you hope to continue that against, you know, obviously the best team in the league, first place in the league, top 25 team, tremendous coach, and they're so well balanced. You know, you can't key on one guy, and you can't key on one specific area of the game. You have to have a really well-balanced attack offensively and defensively to put yourself in a position to get a big win.
You've had some big crowds here this season. How much does that help the team, and how important is it going to be Wednesday?
Well, it really helps our team. You know, having a great home court advantage with the energy in the building always helps the home team. Kind of keeps the momentum going if you're playing well, and if you're in a little bit of a lull, they've been able to kind of help us get out of it. And I think of the Central Florida game in the start of the second half, for sure, you know, they came out, defended us really well. We missed some pretty good shots, not able to get a basket to go, and then all of a sudden we hit 1-3, and the crowd really kind of got behind us at that time and kind of acted as a springboard for the next 4 or 5 minutes where we were able to stretch the lead again. So great opportunity for us to take another step in building the program in terms of having great home crowds and really building a tough place to play for the opponents.
At the start of the Memphis game, CBS announcer said that Zach Dawson was going to sit out due to a knee injury. I know it hasn't even been 24 hours, but can you give us an update on that?
Yeah, it occurred during the Central Florida game, and it didn't start bothering him until the next day. Just a little strain in the back of his knee, and kind of where the hamstring attaches to some tendons. And he worked his tail off all week long to try to get back and ready for that game. He's made progress. Right now he's still questionable for the games this week. But with our training crew and our doctors working almost nonstop with him and his work ethic, we'll have to see. Again, it's always up to the player and the medical staff. And, you know, it had to change not only our lineup, but our rotation a little bit. But we have guys that are versatile and can flip and play different positions. And, you know, Justin being able to flip back and playing a little more at the 3 was very efficient for us on Saturday afternoon. And that means there's more stress is put on Madut and Rayshawn, and you know, Jameer gave us a couple really good minutes in the first half when we got in foul trouble. We were able to get David a little bit of a rest in the second half. So, you know, it's all hands on deck right now, and I think everybody, because everybody's improved everybody, when they get the opportunity, has been able to make a positive impact in the game.
You brought up Ray Sean. He's only played 35 games in his career here, but is it fair to say that he played with more toughness in that Memphis game than any other game of his career?
Yeah, he's starting to embrace that, and you're really starting to see it. You know me, I always want a little more on the defensive end, but you're really starting to see it offensively, more aggressive, but he's doing a great job on the glass for us offensively. And he, you know, we challenge our guys. We put them in some tough spots. You know, we were switching some, so now all of a sudden he's on the point guard or the two guard. But that's where that versatility comes in, but that's also where our team defense has to come into play when we get some switches and some of our swing players are caught strictly on a perimeter guy. But he has grown in the physical toughness and the mental toughness, being able to move on. You know, he was disappointed in a defensive play that he made. But then 2 possessions later, he gets the big offensive rebound on the missed free throw. That basically sealed the game for us, you know. And we always talk about that play, the free throw line cutouts, how big those plays are in games. You saw it in another game this weekend, you know, 2 of them, you know. And in our game, it was huge for us. And Ray made that play. And his ability to move on and move on to the next play has really grown over this, you know, the past 3 or 4 weeks.
You guys have sent a lot more to the offensive glass, especially in that Tulane game, sending 3, you know, even 4 at times. I mean, is that something you're going to have to do again against Houston?
Yeah, we're going to have to do that all year long. Now, that puts some pressure on your transition defense, you know, and Houston's so dynamic in the open court because they have multiple guys that can push it. They turn block shots into layups. They're the best rebounding team in the country, so they turn defensive rebounds into quick outlets. So we're going to have to do a good job of that. But it's increased our aggressiveness, and it's also helped us offensively. There's no doubt about it. And there's always a transfer, too, because of the aggressiveness going to the glass on one end. It's helped us on the defensive end, rebounding as well.
It seems generally when Justin plays well, the team plays well, in the most part. Why is he that X factor?
Well, he does a lot of things that kind of complement, you know, like David and LaQuincy in particular. You know, his ability to knock down shots, stretches that help defense. A lot of times his man is the gap defender when LaQuincy or David have the ball where we're trying to open up some driving lines. His ability to get us extra possessions on the offensive glass. He doesn't, now in the game the other day, he finished a couple plays around the basket. A lot of times when he gets the offensive rebound, he kicks the ball out, which now creates a scramble defensively, which open up driving lines for those 2 guys to drive or to make a next pass and get an open 3 off that. So, you know, again, there's never a question of how hard he's playing or the effort or the energy. That's a consistent. And now he's starting to figure out some different areas that can really impact the team, other than just making shots. You know, he hit a good pull-up the other game. He hit a big one in the Central Florida game as well. He's getting more comfortable off the dribble. So, you know, having that other perimeter threat, not just scoring, but obviously defensively and rebounding really helps us.
Coach, you often talk about check marks and benchmarks in building the program. The last 2 games, you got 2 big ones, beating UCF and then getting a quad one win, on the road. Where we're beating a top 25 team ranked.
Well, I think that's one that hasn't been checked off yet. You know, hasn't been checked off here in a long time. You know, but that's another step. There's no doubt about it. And you know, our time's going to come, and what we have to do over the next 2 days is prepare ourselves for it to hopefully come on Wednesday night. But you got to keep knocking, and we've done that. And eventually you got to break through. And, you know, to do it against a team that, as a coach and as players, we have as much respect for as anybody that will ever play. But we have to go in there with an aggressive attitude. You cannot be timid and meek and play against Houston. You just can't. You can't do it. And so we're going to have to muster up all that physical and mental toughness that we can have and go out there and play really, really disciplined for 40 minutes.
You've got a month until you're in Fort Worth for the conference tournament, and, you know, a month left left to this conference slate. What's maybe one or two things that you'd like to see improve with this team until then?
Well, I mean, obviously, if we can keep getting better, in terms of our movement and our spacing and our screening on the offensive end, and really, keep embracing the creating open shots for our teammates. I think that's an area we've dramatically improved in, but that's something you can always get better at. And obviously, we're still going to win, on the defensive end and rebounding wise. But the most important thing for us is to continue the day by day process. Guys getting in the morning and getting extra shooting or coming back in at night. I think that's one of the things you're starting to see pay off. Unfortunately, it doesn't always happen immediately. It's not 1 week, it's the second week, it's the third week, it's the fourth week. And for us to keep practicing well. I've said it since day one, since I got the job. This is a program that values your daily habits and what you do daily in practice or workouts. And we're becoming a better practice team. Not that we weren't good, but we're getting better. And because of that, it gives us our best chance during the 30 nights of competition to play better. And I think if we can continue to do that, that's going to bode well for the last 8 games of the regular season and then heading into the tournament time.
You mentioned shooting at night. Other than more coffee, do you change your routine at all for a 9 o'clock start?
Everything's kind of pushed back. It makes for a long day for the coaches and the players. So not much change. We'll have guys come in. The guys come in on their own in the morning and shoot free throws and maybe watch some film, and then we'll have our normal shoot around. I'm getting a little older, so maybe a second nap in the afternoon might be in order. It's the 9 o'clock games are interesting. There's no doubt about it, because it makes for a very, very long day. And if the game was anything like the home game against Houston last year that lasted 4 hours and 56 minutes, this game may go into Thursday morning.